Good morning everyone. This is Kamikawa Kaelan. This time, I think it will be in the category of, why the iPhone I can't hear anymore. Can you make it easier to select a range when copying sentences? I would like to talk about that. I haven't had this problem with Windows, which uses a mouse. On smartphones, selecting a range when copying can be frustrating. Especially when I make subtitles for YouTube, I sometimes turn my smartphone sideways and use the Memo app. The keyboard occupies most of the space, and the character display area becomes very small, making copying and pasting very difficult. As a normal operation method so far, 1. Double-click a letter twice quickly. 2. Move the exposed range part left, right, up and down to select the range. 3. Select, cut, or copy. 4. Select the position to paste. 5. Select, paste. So I'm copying and pasting. However, if you do this with the screen sideways, the text display area will become narrower. If you try to specify a range beyond that display area, suddenly the cursor started moving so fast that I couldn't specify the range well, it goes back and forth, and so on. After a lot of research, I found that there are 3 solutions. Well, as you may know from experts, this is the first time I've heard about it. So, I would like to introduce this time. 1. In the keyboard is not displayed, the screen is not touched, press and hold the beginning of the desired sentence once. You can specify the range by moving it sideways without leaving the screen with. When you use this with the screen sideways, the keyboard does not come out, so you can use the screen widely. Therefore, it is really convenient because the range specification does not suddenly run out of control. 2. In the case of, the keyboard is displayed, the screen is touched once 1. Can no longer be performed. However, double-touch the beginning of the desired sentence and you can specify the range by sliding it sideways without leaving the screen. 3. Hold down the spacebar key on your keyboard with your right index finger. Move the cursor to the beginning of the desired sentence, and do not release it at the desired position. In that state, if you touch the white part of the keyboard Akasatana part once with your left thumb, you can specify the beginning of the range specification. You can specify the range by raising and lowering the index finger of your right hand as it is. Alternatively, touch and hold the blank key after touching the desired position. When the keyboard turns white, touch the keyboard once with your left thumb. You can specify the beginning of the range specification. You can specify the range by moving the blank key up and down. If you get used to it, you can specify the range unexpectedly quickly. It's a little more detailed, but to close the keyboard, if it is a Memo app, you have to click Finish in the upper right. Even if you don't reach that far, you can close it by slashing from top to bottom on the keyboard screen. Also, the standard Memo app does not have a redo function. When I accidentally erased it, I used to cry and fall asleep. It turns out that this can be redone by shaking the body. Until now, I've tried various Memo apps because I wanted the redo function, but if I knew it from the beginning, I didn't have to have such a hard time. Laughs. Also, I wanted to make a text file, extension.txt, in order to send the memo written by the Memo application to the PC. I found that this is also easy to do. Click on the upper right. Click Send Copy. Click Save to File. You can save the file in the cloud with the extension .txt. No, I can't underestimate the Memo app. So, I found that the Memo app can be used personally enough. It's easy to range, never run away, and easy to use. There was a Memo app called, so I will introduce it this time and finish. Among the Memo apps that can paste images, the one that is particularly excellent in specifying the range, first place, for Memo Advantage. The image is displayed at the top of the memo. The number of characters can be displayed. You can search. You can start over. Can be used sideways. Can be converted to text, txt, and saved in the cloud. Press and hold the URL to fly. Built-in browser allows YouTube URL and title to be added to a memo at once with one click. You can specify the range with the icon. You only need to get used to it, but once you get used to it, it's quick. If you turn on the rightmost range starting point, this can be operated with your left thumb. Starting from the cursor position, you can specify the range with just the down and up arrows. There is no runaway. You just need to get used to it. Second place, Google Keep Advantage can be converted to text, TXT, and saved in the cloud. You can search. You can start over. Can be used sideways. Click the URL to fly. Disadvantage: the number of characters cannot be displayed. Only the screen display range can be specified at a time. Therefore, in order to specify a wider range, shift the screen display position and then expand the range. It may seem difficult to use at first glance, but it is very easy to use without runaway. Neither app is dissatisfied with the other features. Also, other memo apps, for example, Google Docs, Word, Ichitaro, Microsoft OneNote, Simple Note, Best Note, Adult Notepad, I also tried, but I couldn't find any features that I was happy with. As mentioned above, it is a memo app, but the memo app is deep. With this, it seems that you can make a video more easily. See you in the next video. See you.